Hello and welcome back. We're so glad you're here today. Come and join the Young Toddler group as we interact and play. My name is Tamika Reese and I'll be your guide through this video, these virtual visits. This week we will talk about the parent-child interaction. We will go over the family well-being, and we'll also talk about the the develops into parenting handout. All right, let's get started. So remember, in order for us to start off our activity, we want to get our child focused. We want to kind of get them calm, settled, and understand that this is our focused time of learning. So we're going to start with the welcome song. So even, and this is kind of like preparing them for when they go to Head Start. They're going to be singing like different songs, having circle time, doing different movements and action songs. So this is kind of going to give them that feeling. So when they transition over, they'll be able to have that experience. So we're going to start off with our welcome song, and our welcome song is Hello. Okay, so let's get started. So the song is Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. And then you would go on to talk about everyone that's in the room. So my name is Tamika, so it's like, Tamika's here, hello, and how are you? And then I would answer, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. And you can also answer within whatever, however the person is feeling. So this is a good opportunity to talk to your child about their feelings and their emotions. So I'm going to ask your child, are you happy? Are you fine? Are you sad? Are you upset? Are you excited? So these are things you can give those child those words to label their emotions. And then you're going to move on to the other people that are in the room. So you're going to say, mommy's here, hello, and how are you? And you'll answer however you're feeling. So it'll be, I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. So you can do this song with everyone that's in the room that's going to be joining in the activity. So it could be mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, grandma, whomever might be there that's going to be joining in the activity. So, and then joining in the fun and the learning experience. So when you're doing these activities aren't just to be done only with you and the child. Now, when you're doing the visit with your home visitor, it would be nice for it to be just you and the child if you're able to have that focused time. But if you want to repeat the activity, if you're doing the extended learning, involve some other family members so that it could be maybe like a easier, I know it's kind of hard if you have other children that are in school, but get some of the other family members involved, mom, dad, and have that quality time with them. But you're also having a focused learning activity while you and the other family members are together doing this activity. And it could be just a fun time that you can do. But then you're also noticing some of the developmental characteristics of your child, and maybe even your other children. They might be somewhere close to the same age. So this week's read along is entitled Farm Animals. And remember, when we're reading to our little ones, we want to go ahead and talk about the different parts of the book. So we're going to talk about the front of the book, the spine of the book, and the back of the book. And this is Farm Animals. And realize, if you look in here, we have these realistic pictures. So these real life pictures. Okay. Moo. Cow eats grass. A group of cows is called a herd. Wow. People drink milk that comes from cows. Guess what? One cow can give enough milk in a day to fill 400 glasses. Wow, that's a lot of milk. What is this? Milk comes from udders, the cow's udders. Those are called the cow's udders. Wow. I like milk. Do you? What's next? Cluck, cluck. A mommy chicken is called a hen, and a daddy chicken is called a rooster. Babies are called chicks. Oh, so look, there's a hen. You see at the top has the red, and then you have the little chicks. Chip, chip, chip. And then you have the rooster, and what does the rooster say? Cock-a-doodle-doo. Hens lay eggs. Chicks hatch from eggs. Guess what? Chickens are birds. They have feathers. Wow, look at these little chicks. They're beautiful, soft feathers. Bah! What is this? It's a sheep. Sheep grow lots of hair called wool. Oh, look at that sheep. That's a lot of hair. People shave sheep when their wool is long. People use wool to make sweaters. So this is before they're shaved, and this is what they look like after they've been shaved. Nay, what is this? It's a horse. Horses can run fast. Can you run fast? I think you can. Horses give people rides. Guess what? Horses can sleep standing up. Wow. I don't think I could stand up sleeping. But look at them. They're having fun riding on that horse's back. Oink, oink. What is this? It's a pig. Look at the pig. It's 1, 2, 3 pigs. It says pigs comes in many colors. We have a black pig. Then there's a pink pig. And look, that pig is black and white. A mother pig can have many babies at once. Baby pigs are called piglets. Guess what? A pig's nose is called a snout. The pig uses the snout to find food. So they sniff with their nose to look for food. Look at all these little babies. Oh, look at all the farm animals you learned about. So which animal gives you milk? Can you tell me which animal gives us milk? That's right, the cow. The cow gives us milk. And it says, which one hatches from eggs? Which animal do you think hatches from an egg? That's right, it's the hen, that chicken. It hatches from an egg. And it says, which farm animal gives us wool? Which one do you think? It's the sheep. The sheep gives us wool to help us make warm clothing. Then it says, which one can you ride? Which animal did they talk about was riding? A horse. You can ride on a horse. And our last question is, which animal has babies called piglets? Which animal do you think it is? It's the pig. The pig has babies called piglets. The end. I hope you enjoyed this book. And as you can see, those are just some little questions that you can talk to your child to see about their comprehension. And it doesn't have to be those exact questions. You could be like, which animal is pink? Which animal is brown? Which animal is big and black and white? So those are just different questions you can talk to your child. I talk by itself, just reading the words that are on the page. But you can also use the pictures that are in the book to talk to your child to help them learn the vocabulary and to increase their understanding. So this week, parent-child interaction activity is entitled Taking Turn Tub. So for you to do this activity, you're going to need some of your child's favorite toys and also like a small tub or box or a bag or something to put them in. So while you're doing this activity, you're going to focus on your child's social and emotional development. So your child is in a very independent stage of development, and your child needs guidance about playing with others, social rules, and polite words. Your child is developing her sense of self. So your child is learning about me and mine. So if you notice that around this age, a lot of things is mine, me, mine, for me, me. So it's not that your child is selfish. It's just a part of that development in this age group. So to help your child to understand some of the social things, because they're going to be going on to Head Start. So they're going to have to learn how to share toys or being in the same space with other children and learning how to take turns with things. So these are good activities for you to start learning how to help them focus on these type of activities or using these actions. So you as a parent, your parenting behavior is going to be responding. So When you ask your child for permission, you're responding to her. You are helping your child to model polite behavior when you imitate when they're imitating your play. So while you're taking the turns during this activity, you're modeling these different actions that you want your child to have, or the behaviors that you want your child to have as they interact and play with other children. Okay? So to begin this activity, you're going to ask your child to pick out some toys to play with. Place them in the tub, the bin, or the plastic bag, or whatever you're going to use, and begin to play side by side. So you're both going to play together. Ask your child if you can play with one of the toys that's in the tub. And then you're going to respond to them. Thank you for sharing. So example, like, may I play with the rubber duck? Oh, thank you. So while you're playing together, kind of just see how your child's going to respond to that. So if your child's like, no, mine, maybe you can be like, please, is it okay if I play with it? I want to play with it. It would make mommy happy if she could play with it. Just trying to encouraging your child to be understanding that it's okay to share and to extend your toys to other people. So play together. Continue to put toys back and ask for another toy. So this is also your modeling as you're putting the toys back. Remember, you want your child to understand, when I'm finished with something, I'm putting it back. So with you being the parent, you're modeling behavior. Encourage your child to ask to do the same. Ask you to do the same. So would you like to play with the car? Sure, here you go. I'll take turns with you. As you can see, the vocabulary that you're using is helping your child understand your actions and what you're trying to comprehend, get them to understand. So it's very important for you to use those words with your child that parallel to, oh, we're going to play with the cars together. Let's play. Vroom, beep, beep, beep. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to put the car back. Sarah, is it okay if I play with your teddy bear? Mom really wants to play with your teddy bear. So you get what you're saying. You're modeling the behavior that you want your child to use. And this is going to give them good tools later on in life. So your child will be taking turns more and more readily with adults. She's able to trust you as you give the toys back. To continue to give your child frequent practice and taking turns. So this shouldn't be just like a one-time activity. You can actually do this like when you have all the family together, and just kind of like be mindful. If your child is the youngest child, be like, hey, we're going to have an activity about sharing and taking turns. So we're going to all participate, and we want you all to model to help your sister understand the concept of taking turns. Okay, so that's what you can do with this activity. So on the back of the activity, there's some questions for you and questions about your child. So you're gonna ask yourself, what did I notice about my child? So this kind of goes along with your child's temperament, because sometimes it's not easy to share, especially if that child is an only child. It's not an easy concept. And then also if that's like the oldest child and they've never had to really share any items or toys, or just depending on the type of mood that they're in that day, they may not want to share. So just kind of notice what you notice about your child as you're doing this activity. And then what did you notice about yourself? How did you feel? Were you able to redirect your child as if they told you, no, mine, I don't want to. No, it's mine. Like, or did you get upset with them, or were you able to stay calm? Were you able to mentally like get focused, like, you know what, I have a plan. This is a strategy that I'm going to use in order to help my child understand the concept of sharing. So remember, this isn't going to be something that's going to happen in one time, because if your child doesn't have that practice or that skill, then it's going to take several times. So maybe you may not do this. You might do this activity on Monday, try it again on Thursday, and again on Saturday. Or maybe you might try it again 2 weeks from now, and the response might be different. So just remember your child's temperament. Also remember the time of day that you're doing it. So if you're doing this sometime like during lunchtime or snack time when they're hungry, they might be a little cranky or upset, so they may not want to share. Or if you're doing this activity, like as soon as they wake up, it might be hard for them to make that transition. So just be mindful of your child's temperament and what's going on with them when you're doing this activity, to note the response that you're going to have with your child. So the continued learning is your child is developing a will of their own. So your child wants to play with the siblings and peers, but your child your child sometimes will need others to help guide them. Okay? So it's hard to understand about others' needs and wants. So at this age, it is about self, about making sure I take care of myself, because they're just learning about what independence is. They've come from someone else always taking care of their needs. Now they're learning how to take care of their own needs. And the next step is for them to be able to learn how to respond to others' needs. Okay? So when playing games that help your child take turns, you're guiding your child's path into becoming a caring person. Give time and patience while you are practicing these difficult skills, for these new difficult skills. So remember, while you're helping your child understand the concepts of taking turns, just remember you need to be patient with them, because this is a new skill and it's a new concept for them. So it is going to take them some time to want to share or take turns. So it's important, if you have like different, like cousins or someone that can come over to do this activity with you, maybe try that, or an older sibling or a younger sibling, if they're able to understand the concept of sharing, kind of involve them in this activity too, because it'll help them understand the difference of how to let someone use their things and then them giving it back. I really hope you enjoy this activity. Remember, patience is the key, and consistency also. So this isn't just a one-time thing. This is something that you should do multiple times, because it's going to help build that foundation for the person in whom you want your child to be later on in life. So this month, no, this week's, I apologize. This week's Develop Centered Parenting handout is about 12 to 24 months, your child's social and emotional development. So it's just going to talk about, this week we're focused on the social and emotional development. So this is going to talk about some of the characteristics and the expectations of what your child should be doing in their social and emotional development. And this is a constant changing. So this is kind of like a spectrum. So it isn't, and then it also goes from 14 to 24 months. So it isn't going to be your child should be hitting every single one of these indicators, but there should be either hitting some, reaching towards some, and meeting others. Okay, so it just depends on your child, their temperament, some of the things that you've exposed them to, the how you respond to them is also going to be a part of their social and emotional development. So your child is becoming more independent. There's that word, independent. At this age, they say it's called the terrible twos. No, but this is the independent twos. So they're wanting to do things for themselves. They're excited about all the things that they can do, but they don't understand yet the needs of others and the others' feelings. This can lead to a power struggle when they don't get their way. So if you notice your child, sometimes it is a power struggle. Sometimes when they want to do something, if they want to climb up on the table, if they want to, if they see someone with the juice and they want it right then, they see it, they want it. Okay, that's what I want. And they're not thinking about the other person's feelings. They're thinking about, hey, I'm thirsty. I want this. So it's important for you to be mindful that that's the concept that the child has in their head, and your response to it can make a difference on how that power struggle goes. Okay? So these are things for you to look for in your child, and then what's happening and how you can help your child. So first I'm going to tell you, things you should look for in your child. Your child wants their own way and says no a lot. I'm pretty sure you hear your child tell you no a lot. So things that you can do to help is show your child you are happy when she does things that you like. So we're making sure that you're giving that positive enforcement, saying, oh, great job. So if you ask your child, go find your shoes so we can go, and they go actually do it at the first time you ask, you're like, oh, thank you so much for listening. You found your shoes. Let's put them on so we can go. Okay? So just giving them that praise and letting them know the good things that they're doing. When your child does things that you don't like, distract them by singing a song. So if you see your child maybe digging in their nose in public, you have to kind of redirect and distract the behavior you don't want them to do. And you can do this like with a song or something. So if they're digging in their nose, you're like, oh, let's sing a song. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And keep those hands busy so they won't go back up to that nose. And sometimes your child might do it. And sometimes they might laugh at you and be like, I know what you want me to do. So they're going to try to continue to do that behavior that you don't want them to do. So you should talk to them about fun activities. Talk to your child. Taking your child to another room in the house. So these are things you could do. It's like sing a song to distract them. Talk to your child about fun activities, or taking them to, like, if they're climbing on the table and you're like, hey, we have people here. Okay, down. So maybe you could take them to another room in the house. Maybe go take them to their room and let them play. Oh, look, you want to play? Let's play with these toys right here. We're not going to play on the table. Let's play on these toys. With these toys. So another thing you might notice your child is having temper tantrums. So what you can do when your child is having a tantrum, so that means they're either like crying uncontrollably, they're having some kind of social and emotional breakdown, and they're not able to express what's going on inside of them. All they know is they're feeling something going on inside and they need to let it out. So the trick is for you to be calm. Getting mad when your child is having a tantrum does not help. Think about it. When you're upset and you're mad and someone else comes at you angrily and upset and mad, does it help you? Does it make you feel any better? No, it makes you feel worse, and it intensifies the mood that you're in. So when you're angry and you're upset and someone comes at you upset and harsh, it intensifies your mood. So think about your child when they're upset and they can't express, they don't have the words to express what's going on inside, but they just know they need to let this out. The best thing to do is to stay calm. So, okay? So let your child have the tantrum. Keep them in a safe place and a safe place away from your attention. So it's okay. So 9 times out of 10, a tantrum is to get your attention. I want you right now. This is what I want. Just maybe go put them in the room in their bed. If it's a safe place, keep the door cracked. You're like, nope. When you calm down, you can come out. You're okay. It's okay. You need to relax. Calm down. Tell me when you're ready. These are some things you can tell them. Also, you can give them a hug when they're calm, when they have calmed down. So then sometimes they might still be crying. I'm not going to say 100% calm, just okay. No, it's good. So they're going to need sometimes your support to calm themselves down. So when they're able to say, Mom, I'm ready, then you can, like, okay, let's calm down, relax, breathe. And that's where some of those breathing exercises coming in. You can tell them breathe in, breathe out, and help them breathe. First get their breathing together and calm them down before you try to either talk to them or try to see what's going on and why they were so upset. So think about your own feelings when you get mad when things don't go your way. So this kind of ties in with the tantrums. There will be times when this leads to a power struggle. Have you ever had a power struggle with your child because you ask your child to do something and they just will not comply? So to cut down on these, let your child have some say in what she does. In a few months, she will once again be warm and friendly. So be patient. So remember, this is a temporary time. So a lot of people call this the terrible twos. And I'm not going to say it's terrible. It's going to be a transitional two. So they're trying to learn that independence. So remember that this is only this is not happening you're going through this, but it's not happening to you, okay? So another thing you might notice about your child is your child wants to do what your child wants to do. Or your child wants to do what you want to do. So let your child help you with little jobs, like picking up toys, clapping for her when she does. So you know your child wants to do what you're doing. So if you're doing something, if you're in the kitchen and you're cooking and everything, your child wants to be right there with you. Oh, mom, I want to help. I want to me too, me too, me too. So provide child-sized toys like vacuums, brooms, tool sets, phones, pots, pans, so that your child can work with you. Give your child some responsibility in the home, like picking up her clothes from the floor and throwing some trash away. So these are things you can do to help your child kind of learn responsibility. And if they see that they like to do what you do, so they're going to want to mimic the things you do. So give them that time to those tools and those opportunities to help and be supportive with you. So your child is also going to like hugs and kisses. So you should cuddle with your child often. When your child feels she's not getting enough time with you, your child may do things you don't like. This is your child's way to get your attention. Your child figured out how her actions affects others. So sometimes you remember your child doing some things you don't like. It might be a cry for attention. They might need, it's so much that's going on right now. It's so hard to just be able to focus only on that one child at one at a time. But sometimes just giving them that 2 or 3 minutes a day, just to hug them, cuddle them, kiss them, just let them know, hey, I see you. So just remember trying to be mindful of the time that you're spending with each child. So something you might notice about your child is look for feeding or care for dolls or other stuffed animals. So this is kind of like you showing empathy or sympathy for others. You can show your child to help your child. What you can do is your child likes to pretend play. Show her how to pretend feed the doll or stuffed animals with toy bottles or dishes. So these are some things that you can do because your child is learning how to care for others, even though they don't always have that sense of when it comes to them. But when they see like their baby doll, you might see your child holding their doll like shh, 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 crying. Oh, your baby's crying. What can we do to help your baby to stop crying? So these are some things you can do, or pretending to feed them, or maybe even pretending to wrap them up in a blanket, things like that, because they might have seen you do it or seen someone on television do it, and they want to mimic those behaviors. Okay. Oh, there's more on the back. So some other things that you might notice your child knows that family and friends are special people. So some things you can do is showing your child pictures of people who are in their family and pointing them out and having your child name them or telling them the names of the people that are in your family. Another thing you might notice is your child being interested in other children around them. So you're going to see your child trying to develop these friendships sometimes, maybe like if you go to the park or if they go to a child care center or things like that. What you can do to help support them is set up times where they can be around children their own age. That's important. Having that time to be able to be around their peers is very important at this age. Know that so another way you can do that is through socialization, even though it may not be 100% with the child, but that working side to side, seeing the other children on the screen, pointing out some of the things so being them able to see some of their peers, sometimes that could be helpful. So remember, if you want to be able to support your child in that, come to socialization. Our socialization this month is going to be on February 19th, and it's going to be a fun time. You don't want to miss it. That's my plug, okay? You're going to see your child. They might eat less than they used to or drink from a cup instead of a bottle. So these are some things that your child should be transitioning to. So sometimes you might notice your child's appetite might change, but it's okay as long as it's not a consistent change. Maybe it's like a 1 or 2 day change. It's fine. So encourage your child to drink small amounts from a cup without a lid. At meal times, give your child small amount to eat, so that maybe you can try to avoid that food fight. So remember, it's always okay to give your child more, but if you want trying to avoid that food fight of, oh, I don't want it, I don't want it, and you want to make sure they eat everything on that plate, try to give them like smaller amounts and let them know there's always, if you want more, you can have more. And it's also a way for them to be able to have that communication with you about their wants and their needs. So if you're giving them a smaller amount and and they have to ask for more, that's also helping you understand them, understanding what they need to do in order to communicate their wants and needs. So your child should, you should see your child start to make choices. So what you can do to support your child in this is kind of like giving them a choice of different like little simple snacks. So you can say, do you want the apple or the banana? Or when they're getting dressed, oh, do you want to wear this shirt or that shirt? The red shoes or the blue shoes? So it's important to give them that choices so they'll be able to feel like they have some autonomy of what's going on with them. And your child should also be learning how to share with you and other adults that they know well. So sharing their food and their drinks with your child, that's how you can help, or letting your child see you share with others. So you can take this time to watch your child. This is a reflection. What are some things that your child insists on their own doing their own way? So I'm pretty sure there's some things your child wants. This, I want this my way. So maybe it could be the way the certain cup that they want to drink out of. I want to only drink out of this cup. Or it could be a certain blanket that they sleep with. And it was says, what works to help calm your child in certain situations? So think about some of the things that you know that you can do. So if you're in a situation, what you can do, like intentionally do to help calm your child. And it'll help you. So if you actually know what you need to do in the future when your child is upset or having a tantrum or things like that, you already have in your mind some of the strategies that you can use for when your child is upset. And how have you changed your discipline to your toddler as they gotten older? So think about some of the things that you've done as a parent to help your child change, that you've changed as far as disciplining your toddler. Okay, so these are some things that you can do to reflect on this develop-centered parenting worksheet. So our family well-being for this week is talking about is focused on nutrition, and we're going to be talking about feeding. So feeding is one of the parents' most important jobs. It is how we help our children grow healthy and strong. But meal times as much is much more than about food. So in this book, in these handouts, we're going to talk about learning healthy healthy eating habits, about feeling important and loved, um, feeling understood and respected, trusting others will care for you, and then feeling good about your body. So when you're feeding your child, the things that you're doing while you're feeding your child will help them understand some of these different things. So it's more than just about offering your child food, but when you're feeding your child, you are helping them learning good eating habits. They feel important and loved, and they're going to understand that someone is going to help them take care of their wants and needs. So, so the food size that you give them, the size doesn't, food size isn't one size fit all. Every child is born different. They have different sizes and different weights. Some grow faster and some grow bigger than others. So some eat more than others. So remember that just because one child is a big eater of when they eat, and another child might be like eat small portions, small meals, smaller meals. So they might eat smaller segments of food. So remember that it's not a one size fit all, that everybody's different in how they receive their food and how their body's going to intake their food. So babies and toddlers can be healthy at many different sizes. So remember that it's important that there isn't just this one size fit all as far as how your toddler should look when it comes to their health. Sometimes parents worry about their child's eating habits and eating a balanced diet. Is your child eating too much Is your child eating too little? There is no one right amount of food for a child when they need to grow. So the My Plate, they have recommended amounts, but there isn't like the specific, oh, your child needs only 2 ounces of meat, only half a cup. No, no, no. Because sometimes that child may not want to eat as much protein as long as they're getting some in, or they might like vegetables more, or they might like fruit more. And it isn't just this one size fit all. So sometimes just be mindful of the differences in how your child likes to eat different things. Okay, so we're going to go over like the ages and stages chart, talking about, we're going to focus on, for us, the 12 to 14 months. And this chart is going to help you think about the feeding and the feeding changes as your child grows and what you can do to help your child develop healthy eating habits. So we're going to focus in the middle one, this right here, the 12 to 14 months. So this is where your child is. Your child should be in this area, and that middle part where it says 12 to 14 months. You see it? Okay. So we're going to talk about what your child can do, what you can do, and then we're going to talk about what your child is learning. So right now, your child at 12 to 14 months, your child is feeding themselves different foods. So your child may be using their fingers to pick up food, or you might be starting to teach them how to use a spoon or a fork in order to feed themselves. And then your child may be beginning to use, like I said, baby safe utensils, spoons, forks, maybe even as chopsticks. That might be something that a child at this age might be learning how to use. So what you can do, you can offer your child 3 to 4 healthy choices during a mealtime. So remember, you're going to give them choices, okay? So that doesn't mean they have to eat everything, but give them that choice and make sure that they're healthy. You want to also offer your child 2 to 3 healthy snacks a day. Offering food can be picked up. Offer food that can be picked up, chewed, and gummed. Avoid food that are choking hazards. So you need to make sure that the food is easy for them to swallow. And then you should also offer child-sized utensils to provide them the help they need if you want your child to learn how to feed themselves. So what your child is learning while you're giving them these utensils and them learning how to feed themselves, they're learning how to try new foods, to do things for themselves. They're learning how to actually ask for help. So if they're not able to do it, or they need a little more assistance in doing things, they're going to learn how to actually vocalize that they need help. Okay? And it's important. So if your child is like, make sure you repeat the words. Do you need help? Do you want me to help you? And then the child's like, say yes, help. Try to help them, try to give them the words that they want to say and ask them to repeat them back to you. That's very important because you're helping them learn how to identify what's going on with them. Instead of them constantly just whining and crying, they'll understand the concept. Okay, I need help. I'm going to ask mom for help. Mom's going to come and help me. So I know how to use the word help. Mom, come help me. Okay. And then also, they're learning to trust that you will give them the help they need when they are struggling. So another thing at this age group that your child is doing is using action words to communicate their thoughts and feelings. This includes showing or telling you what they want or don't want, and when they're full or when they're hungry. So this is so something that they're learning when it comes to their food is understand what's going on in their body and how to communicate it back to you. So this can come with you offering them snacks. So let me say, what you can do is you can make meal times for a connection with your child. So that may be sitting at the table, having that family style meal, pointing to or saying names of foods and objects on the table. So especially like if you're having the family style meal and you have everything on the table in a bowl and you're having corn, that day, or maybe green beans. And you'd be like, these are green beans. Do you want green beans? So that's able, and then you say green beans or yes, please. And then your child's able to express their thought, their wants, and their feelings, and you're also giving them that new vocabulary, and they're also understanding how to tell you what they want, maybe by pointing, or even when they point to something, just kind of have them repeat after you the word. So if it's an apple on the table and they want the apple, and they're like, and they point, apple, do you want the apple? Can you say apple? Apple, this is an apple, it's a red apple. So they're just kind of giving that description, giving them those words so that they can understand some of the ways to describe different things. So then talk to your child about things besides food. So when you see something outside the window, you can talk to your child about that, or you can talk to your child about what they did that day. Okay? So what your child is learning, they're learning new words. They are that they can effectively communicate when they are hungry and full, and they're also learning that you will listen to them and respect them, and they're learning that their feelings matter. So these are some of the just some of the things at this age that when you are providing the when they have that talking about nutrition, these are some of the things that they're learning when you're doing meal times and giving them those choices, helping them use your utensils, and then also having that communication at the table with them while they're eating. Okay, if you have any questions about any of these activities or handouts, you can discuss them with your home visitor. Okay, I just want to thank you for spending this time with me. I really hope you enjoyed this activity. Just so you'll know, I have a few announcements. On February 12th, we'll be having our parent meeting. I hope you're able to attend. It'll be via Zoom. All the links is on your in your packet, and also your parent home visitor will be sending out reminders to you about the meeting. It'll be at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's via Zoom. And remember, these parent meetings are for you, the parents, and it'll help you to get involved, to know what's going on with the program, to kind of give you maybe some tools and tips that you may not have learned before. Also, if you have any ideas or anything that you want to talk about during these parent meetings, I know we did a parent interest survey in the beginning of the year, but also talk to your home visitors so that if there's a topic or there's a subject that you want someone to discuss or bring in, talk to your home visitor if that's an interest to you and you want more information about it. So maybe that can be something helpful that you or another parent can learn about. And also, if you have any concerns or anything, you can also talk. It's a way for you to talk to the supervisor. And also our socialization this month, it's going to be on February 19th. It's going to be a fun one. So I really want you to make sure you take that time out. It's going to be at 9 a.m. via Zoom. The links to the Zoom meeting are going to be on the flyer, and also your your home visitor will give you information about that. So I hope you have a good week. I hope you enjoy these activities. Look forward to seeing you at the parent meeting. Remember, I want to see you there at the parent meeting. And I hope you have a good time with your home visitor. If you have any questions or concern, just contact them, and I know they'll be more than willing to help you. Thank you and have a wonderful week.